Hello, it's me again. Back with another day of meta analysis and team highlight for Axie Infinity Origin Season 1. Um, so here is the meta for today. And as you can see, it's pretty much flooded by Endless Anger. Doesn't have to be Endless Anger to be honest, but mostly Endless Anger Beast at the top. And the rest that you'll see is basically the Dawn sustain, and that is pretty much all you see in the top 15 or so, until you get to here. And yeah, we have a very interesting team here by Satoru, with 3 mystic runes, and this is actually going to be the one that I'm going to feature today. And I actually lost to this team yesterday on stream as well. Is yeah, partly because I don't really know how to play against it, so it's pretty interesting to look at how it works. It's effectively a sustain build, but I'll go into it after looking at the rest of the meta. And yeah, do see some double aqua still here, but otherwise, yeah, it's mostly just sustain. And yeah, you don't really see much else. You do see a dusk with the gloomy dice here as well. But oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. Yeah, so triple aqua is something that you don't really see that much. But yeah, maybe at some point I'll feature this team to see how it actually works. Yeah, triple aqua, you do see a bit of play as well, but you can see, yeah, unfortunately, not that many things. There's the Leafy team as well, which is yeah, basically is, yeah, probably the only Leafy team that I see on top at the moment. And then let's just see what else is there. Yeah, more Leafy team as well. So Leafy, I would say, still relatively viable, especially with this kind of 3 pure plants. This very aggro, pure instinct kind of build. Yeah, so yeah, you see some success with Leafy and double aqua, or even triple aqua. But the poison is really nowhere to be seen. I guess it has to go quite far down to get to the poison builds. Okay, so yeah, this is basically the meta, and I would expect it's probably going to stay the same unless there's some massive changes in terms of somewhere discover some secret combination that works, and maybe this will be one of those. But of course, using 3 mystic is going to be quite hard, and not many people will be able to afford this. Okay, let's quickly look at the runes and charms. And you can see the Endless Anger is finally on the market. People are selling them, and I would say the prices are slowly getting down, but to be honest, the Shady exchange, I feel like it's actually gone up a bit, so it's stabilizing in that sense. But we'll see. I mean, in 10 days time it'll probably be even cheaper, and I think once we get to the end of the season, these will probably get quite a lot lower, just because people are probably going to dump them. But let's see. And in terms of the charms, let me just refresh it again. So just look at the Mystic for now, and yeah, you can see the hammer. Ooh, the energy drinks and stuff really yeah, costs like nothing. It's because it's really about the demand and supply, right? Because the supply is pretty even, but then there's just not much demand for these charms as opposed to. Let's see what are the important ones. Interestingly, the Aqua energy drink, quite popular. Wow, Rocket, not even, yeah, because I was thinking, yeah, Rocket could be very strong just because it allows you to basically hit any target. But yeah, especially with the sleep and stuff, could be very strong. Now Scotch tape is also up here as well. Now I think, well, it was demonstrated how strong it is with the rage build. If you can just have a Scotch tape on the confident, then you can, or any other cards where you can keep when you want to get into free remote, that kind of thing could be very important, especially for the rage build, but probably for other builds as well. And oh, pre-order tag as well. Getting innate might be important to you know, especially for some sort of combo card, combo team where you want to play a certain card early on. Let's say for Leafy team, you want to build up the leaf stacks early on, so that kind of thing. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for the runes and charms for today, and let's just get into the team highlight. And we do want to look at Satoru's team. of the 3 mystics runes. So maybe I'll just talk about like what these runes does as well. So regenerator, I'll probably just show you the in-game, is very easier. So it's regenerator, holy prayer, and shady exchange, and there is definitely some what do I call it, synergies between them. So let's just look at, okay, I'll look at the front first. The regenerator, very strong for sustain build, right? Because if your HP is above 75, then you cleanse. If it's below 75, then you heal, right? So basically healing 10% is very strong. Even the cleanse is also very strong. So yeah, so this is why it's so strong, for especially for a front in the sustain build. And then you have Shady Exchange. So Shady Exchange, what it does is that it gains you 1 energy at even rounds. So basically every 2 turns that you take, one of them will have extra energy. But actually, in this case, the main thing is actually, well, this is of course the main thing, but the other advantage is actually having 2 days cards in your deck. And usually, of course, it is a downside because you do get 2 curse card in your deck, which you don't want to draw into, but it actually synergizes very well with the Holy Prayer. And Holy Prayer, what it does is that when your turn starts, right, remove 1 curse card, and I assume that includes the days, right, in your draw or discard pile. Okay, and by removing the curse card, you actually heal the whole team by 10, and, alright, there's an and, right, grants damage boost, even though in this kind of team the damage boost is not too important, but still, yeah, it does have a few attack cards. So but the key is that you can actually remove basically your curse cards, and yeah, just gain 1 energy, right? And this gain 1 energy can be very important because it allows you to heal a lot more, to shield a lot more, especially for critical turns at the end game. So yeah, let's just actually see what the movesets for this team. So let's just click into these guys and let's look at the front first then. So the front is basically all healing. Cucumber Slice, very strong. AoE heal. Sakura probably is a must for this kind of sustained build. You do have actually quite a lot of cleanse, as you can see. So one of the reasons why I lost to this team on stream is because of the cleanser. My team relies quite a lot on the debuffs, but cleanser really gets in the way of getting the debuffs onto these Axies. Yeah, 1 very strong attack card. The disarm doesn't really matter just because this is the only attack card. And then you do have Hasune, which is very can be very strong against certain build, getting the fear. And Strawberry, I feel like, is also very strong. It's because in some sort of downturn, you do get to store your healing ability, right? So that could be a very strong play, especially when an opponent is just shielding up and so on. So let's just see the mid. The mid is there's quite a lot of shield. So you can see shield here with a bleed, shield here with a reflect, shield for card draw, so a lot of shields. And of course, for sustained builds, you do need to have a Silent Whisper somewhere just to counter the poison kind of build. And then here is this, I think, a card draw, which is actually very interesting because it allows you to draw into any of these shield, but also probably the most important one is Wall Gecko, where sometimes you do want to get into the Wall Gecko, and I assume it has the charm that allows you to get the taunt with the Wall Gecko as well. I'm not too sure, but we'll see in game when we actually look at the replays. And yeah, Wall Gecko always very strong. Basically, especially if you with the taunt, then you force your opponent to hit into you while taking less damage. So of course, then it allows your front to heal back quite a bit as well. Once your front take a bit of damage, then you Wall Gecko with a taunt, then divert the attack into the mid, and then you can heal back the front. And let's see the back. Whoops, the back is this one here. Is quite a normal looking plant, but you can see the ears is I think is the key. So first of all is another cleanser here, another fear here, right? And then very strong attack card draw as well. Actually very important for this team to have card draw because of the extra energy that you do get every other turn. And yeah, some passive healing as well, but I think the key is really Innocent Lamb, which allows you to, depending on the matchup, right, might be you want more card draw, you can turn into a pumpkin. If you want more fear, right, you can turn into a Hatsune. Yeah, or if you want more cleanse, alright, because some builds require some opponents build, let's say my team has a lot of debuffs, and so having the cleanser definitely helps as well. So yeah, very versatile team, and of course there's a lot of healing and shield. So actually let's just jump into the gameplay and see how it goes. Yeah, tell you what, let's just watch those games against those Shiba team. Not Shiba team, I would say it's the Rage team, and see how this goes. Let's just watch this one and see. Okay, so you can see, right, so because of this rune here, right, the Shady Exchange does shuffle 2 days card into the deck at the beginning of the game. And let's just actually look at the runes and charms. So in this case, actually mostly the vitality, and yeah, oh, interesting if the leafy pot as well here, right? Getting a bit of leaves, passive healing always helps. Okay, let's look at this one. Yeah, so it does have this charm here that allows you to get the taunt. And then the rest actually, yeah, it's just really vitality stuff. And then let's look at this one. Yep, it's mostly of vitality and also leaves. So actually, basically 2 ways of getting leaves, and of course over the games you will get up to 5 stacks of leaves. But the downside or the flip side of getting these using this leafy pot is that you do sacrifice quite a lot of your potential points on this, so that you don't have as much HP. So that is the flip side of it. But I feel like, yeah, having the leaves long term will give you the advantage in terms of healing. Let's look at opponent's team. I think a pretty standard one with this like Shiba, Ronin, like getting all the rage kind of stuff. This one's an interesting one because I did see this. So up for the goldfish, I guess is probably the best one that they have in terms of getting a card draw, because having card draw in this kind of team is very important. And yeah, getting all these 3 cards and with these 2, I think very strong. And ultimately, yes, the back also with Shiba, yeah, just Ronin, pretty optimal team, I would say, with a lot of the Mask of Frenzy as well. So yeah, let's just see how this one goes. Okay, so I have a Sakura. Okay, opt to put it in the mid, which is interesting. Partly because it has have a wall gecko. Okay, so yeah, you can see, right, already getting all the heal and the damage boost because it does remove the days. I think it does it twice already. That's why there are like 2 of these. And then yeah, just shielding up for now, but very strong. Managed to, well, unfortunate to hit this twice, but AoE is always good to bypass the taunt for the opponent. And yeah, so you can see each team is just building up to the I guess end game kind of thing, or in terms of the gameplay, right? You can see, right, just getting the stacks of leaves and then just shielding up, getting the cleanser, while the opponent is just getting the rage stacks up. So yeah, let's just see how this goes, because I would imagine, you know, rage team can be pretty good against sustain, just because you do have a lot of burst damage like this. Yeah, but I think the fear might be the key here, because okay, very strong with the wall gecko here. Yeah, so you can see prioritizing the fear, right? So this is why the Innocent Lamb very strong. And while 200 something shield, right? Opponent probably can't even get through it, and then if they get through it, they will have to take a lot of fear. Are they going to even hit? They are. Yep, getting a lot of fear. Oh my god, 6 fear. That is the first time I see 6. Why did they do this? Okay, that's probably a very bad play by the opponent. You can see shuffling 6 fear card. Okay, that's probably the play that loses the opponent the game. You can see how 6 fears. And to be honest, I feel like it is a bug in that sense. I don't feel like multi-attack cards should get multiple fears. Because I do play Leafy as well, and so I know that sometimes I get 3 fears, which is just bad. But yeah, you can see opponents just getting all the confused cards. Is this what's going on, right? Shouldn't really have attacked at that point, but now you can see, right, getting some downturn. You can play the strawberry to get future healing. Yeah, so I think Satoru is playing it pretty well at this point. And I feel like even if the front goes down, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I have to reflect as well. Yeah, front does go down because of the Fury mode. Yeah, so actually, yeah, another Fury mode just didn't have the cards to go with it. So now I kind of wasted one Fury mode. And let's see, okay, more fear. Alright, so you can see the fear very strong. Reflects as well. But you can see, right, the opponent's still very healthy. The Shiba don't really get to activate. And yeah, so you can see getting the fear, meaning shuffling another confused card. You can see getting a lot of confused cards. So opponents going to be very tough to get a lot of attack cards in the same draw just because of so many of the confused card. And yeah, just shielding. Are they gonna use it? Yeah, I'm gonna use one. I don't see why not at this point. And okay, so still having a 1 strawberry. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, Shiba, I don't think it active. Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, because it's low enough. Yeah, so that's actually going to do a lot of damage, but unfortunately just not having the not enough to KO. I would say now it's still very close. Probably gonna do the wall gecko, but no, just opting for a heal. Probably gonna heal as well. Yep, gonna heal. But does have the vulnerable, so that's actually gonna be quite tough. Yeah, especially without the wall gecko buff as well. But you can see the confuse hurting the opponent a lot because you basically waste one. If you waste 1 turn during Blood Moon, is a lot because you're taking basically what, 70 damage extra. Extra. I don't know how many damage. And now I think it's a bit too late for the opponent already. In this case, to get through both of these axes is pretty much impossible, especially with the leaf. I think the leaf very important because the late game you do want to get the passive healing of 25. Oh wait, 20. Yep, 20. So all 3 axes in Fury mode. Get the card draw as well. Oh no. Should have played the Ronin first and then the card draw, right? And then can... Yeah, I feel like my opponent really not playing too well because maybe if got draw into another Ronin would have been able to KO this possibly, but yeah, not too sure if that was the right play by the opponent, and yeah, it is GG. So you can see how there's just really no way in which the opponent can get through this with all the confused. So the big misplay definitely is getting 6 confused card shuffled into the into the deck by the opponent. That was a big misplay. So yeah, now at least you know how to what not to do against this kind of team. Yeah, just like if you see a lot of confuses, just don't do it. But I assume the opponents just didn't see it, just play multiple cards without even looking at what happens. But you do should play 1 card first, see what happens, and then especially if the opponent plays some secrets. Okay, so let's actually look at another one and see how you can use a Shiba Rage Fury build to get through this kind of team. I feel like it is at some point down to how you pilot the team as well. Yeah, and let's just see how this one goes. Okay, let me pause here. Alright, another... Oop. Okay, so yeah, just quickly go through this. I think it's pretty much the same. I don't expect any difference. I do want to look at the opponent's team though. Actually, this is the back with the tiny dino. Yeah, so actually tiny dino probably is one of the key cards, and you will probably see it at the back for the most optimized build. And then let's look at the front with the Shiba. Yep, confident, little piece. Interesting with the Castro actually to go against other aggro build. And then the mid is oh wow, I love confident Tail, which is pretty interesting because you don't actually no, Tail is what you kind of expect as well. Usually you'll see the innocent lamb in this Axie instead, but of course don't always get the perfect Axie, it's not easy. Okay, so let's see how this one plays out. Okay, so getting a vulnerable turn 1 is pretty good. I think having the little piece when probably allows the opponent to get through. Oh, but the cleanse. Yeah, because of the regenerator, actually just cleanse it off. Yeah, that's very strong. Wow. Yeah, I guess the opponent didn't really think about that part as well because yeah, above 75% you do get the cleanse. Okay, Wall Gecko and Shield getting a card draw. Yeah, it looks like Satoru having a very strong start, I would say. Yeah, getting a bit of reflect as well. Yeah, pretty hard to get through, and only hitting one opponent as well because of the taunt. Yeah, okay, saving the tiny of the free energy, which is I think it's one of those things where I think if you play this kind of team well long enough, then you know when to save certain cards. Of course, at that point, the free energy is not useful. The shield over is interesting. I mean, the cleanser probably doesn't. Actually, it does quite a bit because the cleanser basically blocks the vulnerable with the little piece. Okay, so yeah, I would say Satoru, this game has been pretty well, but I think the opponent is really piloting it well in such a way that they are saving a lot of the cards and really waiting until the perfect turn, the perfect draw to get through the sustain build. So you really have to be quite patient to play against sustain build, I feel. If you're playing the Rage Fury Beast. Oh my goodness, so many different secrets here. Okay, finally getting into the Fury mode. Good that uses, you can see, right, uses this one to hit first to get all the debuffs from the secrets, and so that you don't, you keep your back safe. So that is actually very important sequencing, right? Especially if opponent playing secret, you do want to just test the secret or have an Axie that sacrifice in taking on the debuffs while keeping your key Axies not having the debuffs. So yeah, clearing the front. And now it's trying to get to another. Ooh, okay. That's gonna be a bit rough. Yeah, one cleanse is not enough for the other two. So okay, so it's still pretty efficient. Definitely have to wait until the fear to be gone before hitting again, so you have to be very patient. And we're getting Wall Gecko, Asune, yeah, another. So I think against this kind of Fury Beast build, right, the fear is very strong, I would say, yeah. Okay, cleanse. Oh wow, managed to cleanse off everything. In terms of the fear, and you can see using this to, oh, okay, I was going to say sacrifice, but it does have the confused card shuffled into it. But you can see, right, getting 6, 8, 9, getting these to be very close to 10, and then next time if you have a good draw, then yeah, then maybe multiple Axies can get into Fury mode. And of course you still want to wait until the Steel Skin to be over. But no, okay, it's just time to go, it looks like, because you do get to this Axie to be in free mode as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just so strong. Once you get in the free mode with a so-called perfect card draw, especially with the tiny dino, I think is very important, right? Having one tiny dino is effectively an extra card, extra 200 damage at this point. And yeah, now I just have to be very patient, build up the rage stacks again. So oh my goodness, the Shiba, and yep, getting the rage stacks up, 8 and 9 already, and then next turn get into the draw, hopefully get into something that you can get into free mode, and then yeah, so this is how you have to pilot this team to get through all these shield, I would say. And now get in free mode again, I would assume. Yep, and then yeah, pretty good draw as well, I must say. And then the little branch and the tiny dino, enough for the KO. So of course depends a lot on the draw as well, getting a lot of the Axies from the back, a lot of cards from the back to finish off. Yeah, so very close one. I can see how, like, in this case it's really about how you pilot the team, and of course the card draw as well. Because in this case, right, if the opponent didn't get into the cards of the back Axie, then might be a bit rough. But of course, I think the opponent still have another turn to go, so even if the opponent doesn't get the best of draw this turn, you can still save some card, wait for the next turn. Yeah, okay, so this is it for today's team highlight and meta analysis. So hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed my video, do consider giving me a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and use my Lenosian code Morris. Thanks again and have a good one.